Father, it is time for the mortals to pay.
Release the Kraken!
You gotta tell them Silent Breed is people!
New Right Network. Mobilizing, countering the left, energizing the right. New Right Network, home of the New Right movement.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to New Right Network's original series, SmythTV. Your host, Brian Smith, giving you all the breaking news of the day, wrapping it all up, making sense of it all, explaining it in a way that fake news doesn't want you to hear. So we expose the fake news, give you the real news right here on SmythTV, New Right Network's original series that airs every Monday through Friday. Sorry, folks. Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern, right here. If you're on the Facebooks, it's right here on the Facebooks, the Twitters, the YouTubes. We now have a new page. If you look in the description below, there's a link that'll take you to the show notes. So the show notes will be set up like an article, if you will. And you can look through all the notes, you hit all the links, and get into all the stuff that we're going to go over today. And today has been a big day. This is Friday. And I get a shout out to POTUS's wife, First Lady Phillips. Happy birthday, Melania. Happy birthday. You and I no, we're not well, you and I are about the same age. Oh, she's gorgeous. I think she's almost about the same age I am, and she's just gorgeous. Wow. Just so proud of the First Lady. Very intelligent, 5 languages, I believe. Just respected around the world. Just an incredible, incredible woman. So happy birthday, Melania. And we're not allowed to tell ages on the ladies, so we're not going to do it. But we're definitely going to hit on some great news today, folks. We've got some incredible news. This is the hottest economy in the world. Nobody's talking about it, and the mainstream media has got to hide this from you because this is absolutely going to cement 2020 for Donald Trump and his reelection. This is going to destroy the Democrats. They do not want you to know This is the hottest economy in the world. We got some incredible numbers out. And my favorite GOP woman ever, anybody to ever run a GOP, Ronna McDaniel. I know she's her uncle is deranged Mitt Romney, but man, oh man, can you imagine the sitting around the Christmas dinner, the turkey dinner, Easter dinner, Ronna and the old knucklehead Mitt sitting next to each other? Oh my goodness, I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that conversation. But we'll get into all the numbers. You're going to be really excited. We're going to leave Friday on a happy note. But we do have to dig into some of the real news. We'll talk about Otto Warmbier, why he's trending back on social media again. The Mueller thing is still lingering around. We've got some kind of breaking news, some stuff you don't know. It's just it adds more to the damning coup that was. And so we've got some more information on that. And then Donald Trump did an interview, a phone interview with Sean Hannity the other night. I'll play a little bit of that for you. And if you ever thought that you didn't like Judge Napolitano, if you don't like him, or if you do like him, you're going to hate him even more. I don't know what he's doing. It's like somebody paid him, or he got paid off, or someone's got dirt on the judge. The judge's gone, oh, he's wrecking himself. Absolutely wrecking it. And then we're also going to expose more of the Democrats as Joe Biden wraps up day one. Not looking too good, Joe. Uncle Joe not looking good. And then Joe Biden day two. The guy's not even 48. I don't even think he's 48 hours into announcing his run for president. And it is off to probably the worst start that I have ever seen any presidential campaign run. And Ronna McDaniel's just destroying Biden with fact, not fiction. None of that, but I'm really, really proud of the GOP and some of the people that are working there, putting together really neat videos, like the 2-minute video clip, pictures and words and slides and whatnot, just showing Joe Biden from the past, using his own words. The worst enemy to the Democrats right now, the worst enemy to liars right now is social media. The worst thing to all these liars is the internet. And folks, this internet been around long enough to just wreck a campaign. And that's what we're going to do here today with Joe Biden. Bernie Sanders, Dan Bongino puts up a 1986 video. Nothing new, but it's... Yep, there you go. I believe it. As well as Omar and Rashida Tlaib on display doing some criminal acts. The Democrats' agenda, we've got some information on that as well. And then I want to touch on it. We've got a lot of stuff to get to, and I'm watching the time. We got a lot of stuff to get to, so I'm going to hit it real fast. And it may feel like a little bit of different of a show today just because I'm hitting it real quick, and I want to get to all the great news out there. And we're definitely going to expose in Islam globalist agenda. This, and if it sounds like a broken record, I'm not trying to be a broken record, but this is what's coming at us right now, whether it be socialism on display in Venezuela, in Greece, in Europe. It is the globalist agenda to take over, to conquer and take over. Putin, old school, from the USSR guy. I mean, he's a deep state globalist. And so that's why he's got his hands in on Venezuela, and he's got his hands in on the Ukraine as well. And Europe, the UK, and their GCHQ is like our FBI here, working hand in hand with deep staters here for the globalist agenda to take out America. That was the coup. And since that didn't work, how else are they going to take over different countries? We've got Bulgaria, that we played that video yesterday on Bulgaria complaining about being taken over by Islam. Islam is the weapon of choice now. It's no longer communism and it's no longer socialism. It is Islam. Infiltrate a country with Islamists and you dominate. You enslave that country. And so we've got that on display today. So flip of a coin. Let's go with let's do the Mueller thing real quick. Let's go and dive right into it. We'll dive right into the Russia. And this by the lovely Sarah Carter at Sarah Carter DC. Exclusive FBI text show agents discuss recruiting White House sources to spy for the Bureau. Hashtag Russia investigation. Hashtag Mueller report. Not surprised, folks. No surprise, but it is nice that the information is coming out. We know that Papadopoulos was tricked, was being spied on and tricked. We know Musfad was spying on and tricking individuals in the Trump campaign. We know all this information is going on. We knew it. Now we have fact to back that up. It's going to be a really, really bad day for these bad perpetrators, if you will, the bad dirty dogs that when the day comes, and that day is soon, folks, ultimate justice. It happens when you meet your maker. It happens when you go to heaven and you got to stand in front of St. Peter at the pearly gates. That'll be the ultimate justice. However, we here right now want to see some kind of justice play out and take these individuals out, especially out of the DOJ and the FBI, the CIA. None of these people are above the law, creating a two-tier system of justice, if you will. And this at WITYNFUN, American citizen, there will be indictments. It will be an avalanche. And according to the sources that I was speaking with just today, people already turning on each other. So we're going to see people, senior officials within the FBI, people within the DOJ turning on each other. This written by Sarah Carter, and that was in response to at Paul Sperry _ breaking FBI agents Joe Patinka and Mike Gett, along with DOJ officials Stu Evans, are figuring prominently as witnesses in the IG. And if you were with me yesterday, you heard that report and you heard my take on that. I'm really excited to see how these things are starting to play out. And of course, when the light is shed on the cockroaches run, that's just what happens. And now we're seeing that as well, especially when we start to see people indicted and we start to see people, even the first one to go to jail, the first one to be indicted, the first one to go to jail, would love to see that. And if that happens, then you'll definitely see people ratting each other out left and right. And that's always fun. And again, if you didn't like Judge Napolitano, or if you did like the judge, you're not going to like him now. He wrote an op-ed piece, President Trump obstruct justice? ? And in this awful op-ed piece, he says, when former FBI Director James Comey informed Mueller that he believed Trump fired him because he had declined Trump's orders to shut down the investigation of Trump's campaign, and former National Security Advisor General Flynn, Mueller began to investigate whether the president had unlawfully attempted to obstruct justice. We now know why Trump was anxious for the FBI to leave Flynn alone. This is an absolute hit piece. It's full of lies, because Donald Trump had every right, legally every right, one, to shut down the Mueller investigation. Two, he didn't shut it down. And three, how can you obstruct something that you didn't even know you were being accused of? He didn't even know that he was told by Comey that you are not under indictment. You're not, we're not looking at you. We're looking at the campaign. So how can you obstruct something there was no there? How do you obstruct it? Sorry, Judge. Sorry, man. You've definitely gone full board. You're in with the globalist agenda, I guess. I have no reason for anybody to print a hit piece on Trump at this point in time. Is just absolute total insanity, because of everything that he has been doing has been phenomenal. Donald Trump has been phenomenal. And we'll get into all that. But guys, you're going to be excited about this. We'll do this. We'll get into Ronna McDaniel, because she hammers home on Joe Biden, and then we'll get into Creepy Joe. At GOP chairwoman, if Joe Biden wants to keep score, in 8 years, Biden and Obama had net loss of 193,000 manufacturing jobs. In just over 2 years, at real Donald Trump had created 453,000 manufacturing jobs. Don't let Biden take us backwards. This is a great theme that the GOP is using. I love it, love it, love it. The theme is don't let Biden take us backwards, which is really awesome because that's exactly what it was. It would be. That's exactly what it would be. And we all know this. Everybody with their eyes wide open who can see this economy. And again, I was anecdotal, but I was listening to some talk show hosts, and they were talking about when people are working and have more money in their pockets, they don't pay attention to politics. When people are unemployed and at home, they pay attention to politics. So nobody's paying attention. And CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, all out of it right now. Just out of touch with the people, and their numbers are awful. People are not watching. And this one at GOP chairwoman once again. Joe Biden literally can't hide from the economic successes of Donald Trump's administration. Biden chose Pennsylvania to launch his campaign, a state where unemployment rate just dropped to the lowest level ever recorded. Joe, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? And as you can see, some of the pictures of Joe. Oh, boy. Joe, this is going to be really hard to get away from, Joe. I don't know how you're going to get away from this one. Whew. Anyways, whew. I said that we weren't going to hammer the pedophilia possibility of Joe Biden. I will put it out there. Pictures are worth 1,000 words, a million, or whatever it is. Pictures are worth all that. So we've got to put that, but we've also got to make sure. And I teach my daughters this all the time. Every once in a while during Obama's campaign, my daughter would just speak up and say, man, I really hate Obama. He's awful. And I would stop her and I'd say, okay, hold on. Okay. I don't know Obama personally. Like I've never met him. I've never talked with him. I've never had a discussion with him. I've done research on him and I know his background, and I do not like what he has become. And I really hate his policies. So when you go after a politician, make sure you go after their policies and the things that they've done so that you can help the narrative in the right way, help in a positive manner. We don't need to name call or just lamb blast people, but we can hammer home the point of their record and who they are. And this is just on the display everywhere, guys. At GOP, this with Lou Dobbs and Ronna McDaniel having a conversation.
I'd love to go up against Joe Biden's record. I mean, what's he going to run on? Let me take you back to the stagnant wages we had under the Obama administration. Let me take you back to jobs being lost and manufacturing jobs being lost and low GDP and our failure on the international stage. I mean, what accomplishment can Joe Biden run on?
You do not want to go back
These
to
last two recoveries, wages for the average American have continued to go down.
Wow, that's
and
tough.
when you have wages going down in a recovery, the average American, the typical American, is actually doing a lot worse than those numbers.
That rate of job growth is too slow to bring down the unemployment rate, and the continued weakness in the job creation remains a major challenge.
This is his signature legislative achievement. He didn't know it was going to be a disaster.
In May of 2010, the president toured Solyndra, and last month the company became the third U.S. solar producer to declare bankruptcy.
It appears that cash for clunkers could be kaput. There's been a lot of criticism that the week-old federal program is just too confusing.
Accused legitimately of not having recognized the threat at the outset, and I think history will not be kind to the drawing of the red line in Syria.
Will that go down as one of the administration's great failures?
It is not a failure.
More broken
The
promises.
Affordable Care Act is working, and we're just getting started.
There are tens of thousands of people out there that were told by this president several times that if you like your plan, you can keep it. That is not the case here.
Joe Biden backwards, not forwards. That by the GOP. This is how you play their
I'd
game.
love to go up against Joe Biden's record. I mean, what's he going to run on? Let me take you back.
Sorry, Rod. I love you a lot, but we got to getting on with the show. No, you can't run away from your record. Wow, guys, this is what it's all about. Hitting them hard with fact, not fiction. The GOP playing the game correctly, answering back. I've never seen the GOP so well equipped to answer back to the calls of racist, sexist, bigot, homophobe. Trump's going to wreck it. Biden's going to make it. It's the lies. It's the backward talk. And I'm just really excited about how the GOP is stepping it up and making things happen. Just good times. Good times. Look, we've got social media and the internet, and we've got information at our fingertips to where we can share it with one another. You can't keep all the information in your head by yourself, but maybe that one piece of information that you tweet out, I'll pick up because it's great, and then we'll showcase it here on SmythTV, New Right Network's original series, SmythTV. My favorite guy I absolutely have on notifications at Real Saavedra, RealSaavedra, Ryan Saavedra. Day one of Joe Biden's campaign. Praised slave owners, praised ANTIFA, praised debunked lie, brings on advisor who helped Harvey Weinstein with his scandal, sexual scandal that is, said he wants to make America straight. I don't know what that means. Brings on advisor who donated to rival and said white men shouldn't lead the party. Also, this is very interesting. I'm not sure. This is an Instagram post from yesterday, where he says today, and we got to make sure we like and retweet everything at all times. And it's a picture of Joe Biden, and it looks like it's posted from his campaign. And it's Joe Biden and Obama standing next to each other with a blue hue over them and the big giant letter N over the chest of Obama. I don't understand that. I'm not getting it. Snafus, errors in judgment. Barack Obama did call, Joe Biden did call Barack Obama a clean and articulate black man. It's in my personal opinion. I think that's pretty racist. Well, you didn't think they're clean and articulate black men out there? Look at Larry Elder, probably the most articulate guy I know, genius, if you will. So yeah, Joe Biden just stepping in it left and right on day one, and this showcasing more of Joe Biden's day one. Just a horrific day one. And we've got our good buddy Terrence Williams back. Yep, got our good buddy Terrence Williams back. Here's a video of Joe Biden invading personal space of little girls, very young, inappropriate. This on camera. So imagine what he will do behind closed doors. Call the Special Victims Unit on Biden. He's touching the hair of a little Asian girl, probably about 6 years old, maybe 7. His hand is going down and is very, very close to her, where her breast might have been. She's just a little girl. Attempting to kiss a 3 or 4-year-old being held by her father. Now sniffing the redheaded girl. This only is what caught on camera. Just imagine what he does when nobody's looking. He's trying to kiss her and she's pulling away. The mother pats Joe and kind of pushes him away. Playing with the girl's long hair, holding her shoulders, getting real close to her ears, sniffing. Yes, this all on display by former Vice President, Creepy Uncle Joe. This goes hand in hand. This goes hand in hand with all his bad decisions, the decisions that he has made during the Obama administration that he was part of, the China connection, the Ukrainian and Russian connection, Joe Biden is not going to be able to get away with this. This is just mountains of information on this guy. And this by one of our great writers at New Right Network. And again, if you haven't been to newrightnetwork.com, please jump over. Click the link in the description below to take you to the show notes and scroll through and get all the great information. I'll put this link specifically in the description below because I want you to be able to get real news, real articles coming from New Right Network. And this, written by Mary Magdalene, Joe Biden gets the ultimate nod. Joe Biden probably did not expect this particular and very coveted endorsement when he announced he was running for president of the United States. Former vice president and all-around creepy, feely guy, Joe Biden won a very coveted endorsement today. All right, read the article. You got to read. I can't tell you. If I told you, you would read the article. If you want to find out the endorsement that nobody's talking about because of how awful, it's a creepy endorsement, y'all. And you'll know the guy's name. You'll know his name. And it's almost like Joe Biden and this individual might just run in the same crowd. So go down in the description below and check out that link. If you're not shocked, you will be when you read the article, folks. And now we're jumping into Biden. Joe Biden, day 2. Can't handle the heat because us folks on the right and the meme wars are fighting back thanks to our good friend Carpe Dunctum. So Carpe Dunctum took Joe Biden's speech from yesterday and made it truthful with Donald Trump's words. And we got Paul Joseph Watson retweeted it out, and we thank you for that, Paul. He's got such a huge following. Paul's followed by 948,000 followers, so getting close to 1 million followers, and we absolutely thank him for helping to get, because he's in the UK, for helping to get the American information out.
Charlottesville is also home to a defining moment for this nation in the last few years. That's when we heard the words of the President of the United States that stunned the world and shocked the conscience of this nation.
And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
He said there were, quote, some very fine people on both sides. Very fine people on both sides?
And I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
We've heard it so often, it's almost a cliche, but it's who we are. That's what we believe. Crazed faces.
Ocasio-Cortez, Booker,
spreading hands,
Smollett,
bearing the fangs of racism.
Antifa.
I believe history will look back on 4 years of this president and all the embraces at the great moment in time. If we give Donald Trump 8 years in the White House, he will forever and fundamentally made America great, and I cannot stand by and watch that happen. I'm announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
All right. Okay, so yes, he did slip in the word great. He did alter it a little bit. It's just referred to as meme wars. We are in the world of meme wars to where we have to fight back. And this is how we fight back, visually and visual and audio put together. Very well done, Carpe Dunctum. CarpeDonktum. Absolute must follow. Some of the great memes come out of him here. We know him personally as a friend. Just really excited about all the work that they're doing. It's a way to garner attention of the youth, if you will, the youths, and show them fact and show them, how they're being lied to. And I'm really excited about that. And we've also got another one out of New Jersey. I talked about him yesterday, but I couldn't help. I was talking with him this morning. We're going back and forth, discussing Joe Biden and a possible Big Mike. Rumors, no fact, and I'm not saying that it's true. I'll just say rumors around the water cooler. People talking about Michelle Mabel, referred to by Barack Obama, Big Mike, called his wife Big Mike multiple times. Don't know what that's all about, but we'll see. I'm nervous. If Michelle Obell, my Belle, jumps into the fray, I am nervous. Yep. But we will hammer home her legitimacy and her record, which is I'm the wife. Hillary Clinton couldn't name one single thing that Clinton is qualified to be president of the United States of America, and skin color does not count in this day and age. No more are we racist, sexist, bigot, homophobe. No more are we name called and take it. So this by Josh at Akins_Josh. Sure, you did, Joey Longfingers. Obama is all you have. This by a tweet from The Hill. Biden says he asked Obama not to endorse him. Come on, man. That's okay. So the big news is Obama did not endorse Joe Biden. Obama hasn't endorsed anyone for president yet. And so in order to get out from underneath that very uncomfortable question, why has Obama not endorsed you? Just simply say, I told him not to. I can do this on my own. Little bit weird, little bit sidestepped. We can see right through that. There is nothing, no there. And this by some of the great minds over at Turning Point USA. At Charlie Kirk 11. Who was Biden fighting side by side with in the 1970s to keep our schools segregated? Yes, to keep our schools segregated. Robert Byrd, also known as Robert KKK Byrd, West Virginia's senator and KKK leader. He was Grand Dragon Wizard. Biden also gave the eulogy at KK Byrd's funeral. We remember that. That wasn't very long ago. They worked together to pass an amendment to block integrations in public schools. Please retweet. And all these tweets that you like, again, in the description below, click the link, go over to the show notes and scour through them, make them part of your social media platform, help to get the real news out and exposing the fake news. And we are at the bottom of the hour. And again, folks, just to remind you, you're watching New Right Network tonight, original series, Smith TV. You can become a Patreon of ours by jumping over to SmythTV. We do this all out of our own pockets to make a difference in this world, to expose the propaganda and the fake news so that you get the real news. If you like what you hear, share this with your friends and family. If you like what you hear, jump over to SmythTV, check out the shop, get a shirt, get a hat, get something, and become a Patreon. Much appreciated. And the Patreons that we do have, we absolutely love you. We couldn't do this without you. You've made this possible. Switching to video, joining New Right Network, and making the production, upping the production value. So again, thank you as well. And if you want to check out some of the incredible writers, jump over to newrightnetwork.com and see all the writers and the shows. And this airs at 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Right after this show, Wayne Dupree is on. So Wayne Dupree starts at 8 o'clock just as we end. So you got 2 hours of back-to-back real news. And as we finish hammering on Joe Biden, I can't stop this, man. This is just unbelievable. Creepy Uncle Joe. Joe, the internet is not your friend. The internet is not Joe Biden's friend whatsoever. And this at LV Nancy, Creepy Joe, Sleepy Joe, Uncle Joe, Racist Joe. Check out Biden's racist past as the architect of the 1994 crimes bill. And they say real Donald Trump is racist. Trump is undoing the crimes bill with the hashtag First Steps Act and hashtag Thursday Thoughts. So this was posted up yesterday.
We must take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enable them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. That's number one. There's a consensus on that. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society. And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth. I'm the guy that said, rehabilitation, when it occurs, we don't understand it, notice it. And when we notice it and we know it.
That's Uncle Joe's record back 1993, November 18, by C-SPAN, CNN Politics. He's referring to what Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and the laws passed of super predators, teaching black people how to heal, not H-E-A-L, H-E-E-L. The racist Democrat Party of the DNC, the DNC party, the KKK party, either one you want, on full display. This is their record. Run on your record, Joe. That's what we're excited about, that Joe Biden running on his record, and what you will see will just floor you. And again, yesterday, he praised Antifa for fighting back against neo-Nazis. And we know neo-Nazis are on the left. They are not far right-wingers. They are far left-wingers, neo-Nazis, and supporting or praising Antifa. And we know that the Democrats have done this time and time again. And this posted up. This is what, in case you don't know what an Antifa looks like, just so you can protect yourself. You know, when you walk in the streets, you'll know what Antifa looks like, and you'll know how to take care. Be careful. This posted up by our friend MAGA Michelle 2020 at Trump 454545. Please tell me this isn't real. You got to be kidding me right now. Who in the bleep is this moron trying to impress? I can't wait to run into one of these on the street. Be careful about running into this on the street. It's a really creepy looking potbelly, kind of saggy little booby dude, I guess, with swastika tattooed over his heart and Antifa tattooed over the fatness of his belly in an arch. Very creepy. Well, with the mirrored glasses too. These people are deranged. These people have problems. They're mental. They've got some serious issues. I can remember back in my 20s, American History X, the movie. It was a very racially charged movie. It showed the KKK, and it showed a guy, a neo-Nazi, breaking away from the KKK and how bad the KKK was, and the violence and the things that they did to blacks and Jews. And this one escaped from the KKK and watched how they treated him then. So fast forward to today, this is the new KKK. This is the new Antifa. Folks, I don't know where any KKK people are. I've never met one in the 45 years of my life. I've never seen or witnessed somebody, and nobody's ever told me, and I'm a white guy, so I mean, they wouldn't have any fear of saying something to me, I guess, or be approaching me. But maybe because I'm a Christian and I've got black friends, I've got Asian friends, I got Puerto Rican friends, I got all kinds of friends. Maybe that's why they don't approach me. But I don't know where they are. If you see them, you let me know. Take a picture of a guy in a white hood and send me the picture. Brian at SmythTV. Send me the picture. I got to see this. And we're witnessing Antifa. And then Bernie Sanders is running again. And it's very disheartening that the left of the crazy left of the Democrats, and this is a theory, that the crazy left of the Democrats have gone so far left that the powers that be have tapped Joe Biden to jump into the fray because polling numbers and just data that they're collecting. This isn't going well with the American people. Majority of American people do not want Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris. They do not want the crazy far left wing of the Democrat Party. So they're attempting to have Joe Biden jump in as middle of the road Joe. That's not going to work either. He's too racist and too far leftist, trying to bring back Obamacare. Now, that make no sense, man. But this by Dan Bongino at DBONGINO. Disturbing 1986 video of Sanders reveals he was very excited for Castro's Cuban Revolution. Cuban Revolution, and how did that work out? Fast forward to today. See, this is the beauty of the internet. This is the beauty of the history of all this information that we can tap into right now. Learning new stuff about the conspiracy of World War I, learning new stuff about World War II and the Korean War and Vietnam, all at the tips of our fingers. We can see this in real time. Be careful of the fake news. Be careful of the way that they slant things when they try to talk to you. But all this on display, and we know that Bernie Sanders is the psycho left-wing hardcore nut because of his ideologies, his policies, and we also know that he did some traveling in the USSR. I believe he did his honeymoon with his wife in the former USSR. Weird, man, just weird. And I posted this article up by thedailycaller.com, and I tagged Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib and the DNC in this tweet. Progressive caucus leaders didn't disclose ties to dark money group, violating House ethics rules, lawyers say. Yes, dark money ties, lying about where they got their money, lying about where they spent their money. And we know Omar married her brother, which people get all grossed out about that, and rightfully so, grossed out about that. That's pretty disgusting. But in the religion of, I gotta stop saying it, in the cult of Islam, it is perfectly acceptable to marry your brother or your sister, siblings. In this culture, uncles marry nieces and nephews. Now, uncles marry nieces. I don't know about the nephew. I don't think they marry the nephew. They might play, they might mess around with them, but yeah. And so there's a lot of intermingling. There's an article written by Brigitte Gabriel. I'll have to look it up and see if I can put it in the show notes. Just off the top of my head, where she details all the intermingling of the different marriages and different families and the bloodlines there's a lot of messed up stuff. And we know, and laws here in America state that you cannot marry family members. And there's a good reason for that. And the reason is the offsprings of those individuals tend to have mental deficiencies and lots of problems. Negative, bad news. Stop doing that, y'all. But over in the Middle East, it is done frequently and regularly. And now we jump to the Democrat agenda. I want to make sure we wrap this up, get all this in real quick. We've got Paul Joseph Watson at Prison Planet. The claim that Trump called neo-Nazis very fine people is demonstrably false. And again, this was by Carpe Dunctum. Just wanted you guys to see and hear this again. We got to hammer this home with Joe Biden.
It's also home to a defining moment for this nation in the last few years. That's when we heard the words of the President of the United States that stunned the world and shocked the conscience of this nation.
And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned.
There you go. As Donald Trump said once again, the neo-Nazis should be condemned. Taking a lie from fake news and twisting it, not good, not good. Joe Biden, on your first day of running, how sad, how tragically sad. This also, as we're getting into all the illegal stuff going on, the illegal aliens coming across the border, the Democrat agenda to allow that to continue to happen. We also have tens of thousands of people on the banned list, including Muslim countries, coming over through our porous border, and information being put out on a daily. This at Condor_law. The judge who shielded an illegal alien arrested. This is a very interesting story. Check this out.
Illegal immigrant who's been deported twice is wanted on a drunk driving warrant and was appearing in a Massachusetts courtroom before Judge Shelley Richmond Joseph on drug charges. If Medina Perez made bail, there was an ICE agent in the courthouse hallway waiting to rearrest him. Now here's the conversation picked up on courtroom audio between Judge Joseph and the defense attorney for Medina Perez. They speak softly, so listen close.
Defense attorney, ICE will pick him up if he walks out of the front door. Judge, ICE is going to get him. What if we continue? Defense, we are filming. Judge, Larry, can we get off the record for a moment?
Larry, can you go off the record for a moment? It's unclear what they said when they turned off the audio recorder, but the defense lawyer later told the judge Medina Perez needed to get his property downstairs, which the judge allowed. That's when prosecutors say the court officer, Wesley McGregor, who's also charged, used his access card to slip Medina Perez out the back door. The lead federal investigator said, quote, "The people of this country deserve nothing less than to know that they're appointed and elected representatives are working on their behalf while adhering to and enforcing the rule of law, not a personal agenda." Today, after being indicted, Judge Joseph pled not guilty and then cried leaving the courthouse. Her attorney says this case is purely political. And speaking of questionable legal moves, a Chicago judge...
Yes, we have activist judges on the bench. We've been saying this for decades over and over and over again. Left-wing activist judges on the bench. The judge and the defense attorney snuck him out the back door, allowing the officer to use his key card to let the illegal out that was being arrested, being charged with homicides and DUIs and all kinds of vicious criminal acts, and let him out on the streets in America. This has to stop. This is why it's so important, folks. This is why it's so important to continue to elect MAGA first candidates, America first candidates, and those that are going to keep America great, following Donald Trump's lead. Trump phenomenally in putting in play judges across the country. I believe he needs to get to, he's got like 900 appointments. I believe he's somewhere around 500, 600, 700, 800 appointments already. Constitutional judges that will not allow this kind of shenanigans to go unchecked. And this just more nonsense about the border and about what's going on. And the Democrats are supporting all of these ideologies. At CS00582SC, Cindy Sees Truth. He's called the man of ice.
Love it when people tell us this is low-level, nonviolent crime.
He's holding two guns in his hands.
They're just gun collectors, I guess. Are you ready for this? You know, there's some stuff it's got to be true because you just can't make it up.
This is a Border Patrol agent. Apologize, folks. This is Border Patrol agent reporting to the holding a press conference.
Did I tell you that he's dealing millions of dollars of meth? Did I tell you that he has roosters? And he buries his cash in the backyard. And his roosters were scratching and pecking and digging up the money. Did I tell you that? His roosters are digging up the money that he's buried in the backyard. You want to know something else you can't believe? You ready for this? His kids are on WIC, federal assistance, and grandkids if he's got them, I guess. Multi-million-dollar drug dealer here illegally. Roosters pecking up cash in the backyard, and they're getting federal assistance. You know, if that just doesn't rip the button off of your shirt, I don't know what does.
I don't have any words for this one other than the fact that it is our failed, broken system. He is here illegally, shouldn't be, and another illegal situation here. It's being able to stay in touch with our representatives is on a minute-to-minute, day-to-day basis just phenomenal. And this, because I absolutely follow Matt Gaetz, this by at Representative Matt Gaetz, or some people it's Gates, I don't know, Matt Gaetz. The man who killed my son never did a day in prison. This gentleman is speaking to other, I believe, law enforcement.
January 22nd, 2015, my son Grant was working the overnight shift at a QT in Mesa. An illegal alien walked in, wanted to buy cigarettes, dropped a jar of change out on the counter. Grant would start counting the change and evidently wasn't counting the change fast enough. This man said, "What, you're not going to give me my cigarettes?" And Grant said, "Hey, I got to count your change." This man pulled a gun and killed my son, never did a day in prison. Not one day. Because he was able to plead it down, because he was a dreamer, he had children that were born here, he was able to get a lesser sentence. I want to thank all of you for coming down with Andy, because what we're seeing today restores my faith that we're going to stop this.
And that was Matt Gaetz that was there, as well as other officials there, speaking about what's going on the border. We've got to keep talking about this. Got to keep on talking about this. And we got to wake up at this at Rod Stryker. This I got to play this one. This is an old video. You can tell just by the line grain, but it's very, very truth. At Rod Stryker, Stryker, when are Americans going to wake up and come together to fight the globalist establishment in our government? ? We elected President of the United States, Trump, because he was an outsider set to destroy the PC virus taking over our great public.
Their whole purpose throughout history has been to teach a small number of people how to become adept at controlling everyone else.
Obama.
Their goal is to destroy all existing religions save theirs, all existing governments save theirs,
the UN,
and shackle the mob in a system of eternal oppressive debt chained to a computer for the rest of their life.
Folks, we are woke. We just now need to think differently, and we need to be able to use our words in order to help people understand what is real and what is not real. And we're getting to, we're running out of time. I really need to get to the good stuff about Donald Trump and this economy. I do not want to miss it. There's some great information coming out. And Trump's economy, hottest in the world. Going back to New Right Network, newrightnetwork.com. This is a great, incredible article about Trump. Trump economy is the hottest in the world right now. The American economy is booming. President Trump's policies are working, and the effect can be felt across the nation. He's making the economy great again, by Carla Diodesi. She's also been a contributor on Fox News, and well-spoken, well-written, just incredible article. You got to dive into it. Trump economy policies are working. President Trump is the best leader America has seen in decades. And then there's the bio of Carla. This is what the Democrats and the mainstream media have to hide. There's a blackout. There's a blackout on Donald Trump's economy. If you're listening to me right now and you're like, Brian, I never heard none of this stuff, it's because there's a blackout, and I'm going to hammer this home. This is the most important thing right now in America to help make America great again. People are responding to the jobs. They're buying cars. They're getting better jobs. They're getting bigger houses. They're moving from apartments to houses. Remember, under Obama, we heard millennials moving back home because it's too expensive to go out into an apartment. It's too expensive to buy a house. People working more part-time jobs because full-time jobs weren't there. Obamacare. You had to provide Obamacare for your employees over 32 hours. People start working less hours. Obamacare changed that. Now you got to work 28 hours. So it was just a wreck. And then you heard earlier on the cash for clunkers. Obama literally almost destroyed the used car business overnight. Overnight, literally almost destroyed the used car business. You got to get into, check out the articles about that. It is just unbelievable. All the winners and losers, he thought he could pick all the winners and they all turned out to be losers. We've got to remind ourselves how bad it really was under Obama. And folks, it was awful. It was awful, awful, awful. And this is our good friend at Megavolt001, hashtag economy, hashtag jobs, hashtag Trump. U.S. economy grows at 3.2% in the first quarter of 2019, toppling expectations. This by CNBC.com. They expected it to grow at 2.5%, but no, 3.2. And as we know, every single time, the number has always been revised up. It has never been revised down for Trump. It's always been either, it has always either been revised as that is the real number, or it's been revised up. So if they expected 2.5 and the economy hit 3.2, expect that to go up. I'm serious. Expect that to go up a little bit. These manufacturing jobs are just really helping out this country and moving forward. And you can't hide from this. The facts are the facts. Numbers are the numbers. You can't hide from this. However, the Democrats have to hide from this because this is going to crush them. And some more phenomenal news. This coming out of at White House CEA, the official White House Council of Economic Advisors. 2019 starts off with a bang in its first quarter with strong economic performance. whitehouse.gov/articles/2019. You can see the chart right there. As discussed in the 2019 economic report of the president, the Council of Economic Advisors demonstrated that the strong economic performance in 2017 and 2018 were not merely a continuation of trends already underway during the preceding post-recession expansion, but rather constituted a distinct break from trend and positive surprise related to expectations we see in today's advanced estimate of real GDP growth in the first quarter of 2019. The economy continues to outperform expectations. Surprise, surprise, surprise. You get a president who's a businessman and a lover of capitalism and the very highly intelligent individual that could take $1 million and turn it into $1 billion. That's the equivalent of me giving you $100 and you turning that into $1 million. It's the exact same equivalency. It just isn't done on a daily basis. And just put him in power. Let him have at it. Trump team, I'm excited. There's a new handle on Twitter. And if you don't follow it, you gots to. Team Trump, at Team Trump. Can't wait to watch the 2020 Dems try to run against perhaps the best economic in American history. Sorry, let me say that again. Can't wait to watch the 2020 Dems try to run against perhaps the best economy in American history, make America great again, and post it up. 2020 Dems can't beat the Trump economy. Nearly 500,000 manufacturing jobs added under Trump. 193,000 manufacturings lost under Obama. Paychecks grow at the fastest pace in decades. Paychecks growing twice as fast for low and middle income families. States across the nation at record low unemployment. National unemployment rate at generational lows. Generational lows. We have not seen unemployment stay at this level, under 4%, for as long as it has I don't know when. Donald Trump's policies and ideologies, and you got to remember this: if anybody tries to come at you and say, "Oh, no, that's not true. That's not true," blah 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 blah. No. Donald Trump has done absolutely the opposite of what Barack Obama had done. The decisions, the ideas, the policies in play are the opposite of Obama's policies. So hit home with that. When people say this is Obama's economy, I can't even say that with a straight face. This is Obama's economy. Oh, come on, man. Okay. So this is Obama's economy. I would look them dead in the eye and say, Donald Trump in the last 2 years has done the absolute opposite of what Barack Obama has done. So if this is Barack Obama's policies, how come Trump has not wrecked it with opposite policies? The deregulation. We are the world's energy provider now. We're big. We're back in business. America is open. America first agenda. And when you're dealing with other countries, America first. And when they're dealing with us, it's their country first. That's fine. But make this fair for America. Tariffs, put them into play. Really hit back at China. Really hit back at these countries that have been taking advantage of us. And Congress needs to pass Donald Trump's new trade agreement for North America, which they're touting now is just going to explode through America and really, really help out. And to wrap it up, so I don't leave you hanging, I did tell you, I was going to tell you about the auto warm beer. Auto warm beer thing was trending yesterday, and we didn't know why, and it got into it. All of a sudden, come to find out, fake news is out there, guys. You got to combat it. You got to fight it. Thank goodness. Thank God above that Donald Trump and social media is out there so that Trump can tweet out to us what in the Sam Hill was going on with this auto warm beer trending on social media. Fake news. Reporting that Donald Trump paid $2 million for auto warm beer. Donald Trump fighting back in his tweets. No money was paid to North Korea for auto warm beer. Not $2 million, not anything else. And then in a subsequent tweet, he tweeted out, quote, President Donald J. Trump, the greatest hostage negotiator that I know of the history of the United States. 20 hostages, many in impossible circumstances, have been released in 2 years. No money was paid. Chief Hostage Negotiator, USA. Chief was spelled wrong, Cheif. I have a problem of doing that myself. I do get the I and the E mixed up. I'm not the greatest speller. Huffington Post took an opportunity to slam Trump and his misspellings. Folks, I use a voice to text all the time. If I text you and it's all jumbled or garbled and it's not right, it's voice to text. There's a pass that we give people who tweet out because you cannot alter, change, or fix the tweet. That is what it is, and there's nothing you can do about it. So with that being said, Donald Trump, thank you, man. We knew it. It's all good. Oh, Donald Trump also tweeted out again. There was another tweet that I don't have here, but just slamming Barack Obama for the horrendous, how he did it. He took the Fab Five, these generals and colonels of ISIS, and sent them back to the Middle East to go back and kill more Americans in the exchange for Bo Birddog, the traitor, treasonous traitor Bo Birddog, who was caught on camera, pictures showing him working with ISIS, telling ISIS where the American troops were and where to bomb. And when he went missing, all of a sudden, ISIS started hitting troops as if they had special sight. Yes, exactly. And that one off the hook, set free. Obama, another awful, wretched pick. Remember where we came from. Don't forget where we came from so that we know where to go back, that we don't want to go back to again. Don't go back to Biden. Continue to move forward with keeping America great with my Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, just knocking it out. We're here every night, Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern, giving you the real news, exposing the fake news, throwing out all the breaking news, and explaining what's going on right here on New Right Networks. original series, SmythTV. Jump over to Smith.tv. Join the crew. Help us out. Help us help Donald Trump to make America great again. For Friday, Freedom Friday. Oh my goodness, I didn't think I was going to get through it all, but we got through it, guys. We're going to have to hit the Islam in Europe. We're going to have to hit that on Monday or another day. I know I've been hitting it hard this week because it's been big, but it still continues to be one of the biggest things in the world. We'll hit that on Monday. Have an incredible weekend with your friends and your family. God bless America. Say a prayer for all those around the world that need prayers, the Christians that are suffering. Pray for those less fortunate. We have a unique opportunity in America to be the shining beacon on the. That being said, see you later.
You've been listening to New Right Network, mobilizing, countering, energizing. Online at newrightnetwork.com.
Brother, it is time for the mortals to pay.
Release the Kraken!
You gotta tell him